Back then you had a miniature bottle. You take 91, pour it in there, shake it up, put a little bit at a time, light the flame, let it, while you go out, pour more, scrape it off. It was better than Coke. It was better than Coke. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I was single, back single, ain't had no, just trying things. I remember being in the house next door to her, and somebody came in the house and saw me in there, and they were like, "Oh, hell no, no, man, this can't be happening." Rema, he grabbed me. He said, "Oh, you want to get high?" He took me in the bathroom. I'll never forget it, and took a big block and set it on top of the bowl. And he said, "You want to smoke? Smoke this." I was crying. It really hurt me. But then after he left, everybody was like goofing it off, and I just kept on doing. But at that point, that's when I started losing respect for myself, and people were like, "Damn, she getting high," because I had long, pretty hair. I was that chick that came to Annapolis. It was like, "Oh yeah, everybody trying to holler at you." Feel me? And to see me out there now getting high, it took a little bit away from me. It took a lot from me.
Where we at now, fella?
Somewhere up Baltimore, up Shawshank Redemption. Where we at, bro? I don't know what the name. What's the name of this place?
I can't remember. I know it's a recovery, right?
Yeah, Recovery. Yep.
Okay,
We had the
okay.
rehab joint. Still doing our interviews. You know what I mean? Took the show on the road today. We ain't over the way. Took the show on the road.
Small city, big dreams, turning dreams into reality. Now, we got the pleasure, the honor to sit here today with Miss Rema. How you doing today, Miss Rema?
I'm good, thank you. I'm blessed.
Okay, can you let everybody know where we are actually at today?
Okay, we're located at 301 North High Street, Baltimore, Maryland. It's a training and education center for veterans. As of 2024, they start accepting civilians. They also have an IOP program here and an OP for recovery. So you trying to get yourself together, hey, this is a good place to be.
So, Miss Rema, I'm gonna take us back, Miss Rema.
Let's
go
go
on a journey now. Let's go on a ride. Let's go on a ride. Take us back to when were you actually born?
I was born 1964 in Washington, D.C. I'm from Prince George's County.
Okay.
My mom's from Oxon Hill. My father's from Waldorf. I grew up in PG County in D.C. in my early younger years. I came to Annapolis, Maryland, in Bywaters, July 1977. I was 13 years old, moved in Second Court. We had a fire, and Miss Thorpe's moved us to Pioneer City. That lasted about a couple of years. For some reason, my mother came back to Bywaters again. And then that's when I got my place down First Court. And I done lived First Court, the U-turn, top of the hill to the left, on the strip. I done have, I done been in 4 places in Bywaters, so Bywaters is my solid ground. So in and out through my, 20s and stuff, I was in and out with Annapolis, come back, in and out and come back, because my mom was always here. Okay. So, yeah.
So now let's go back to your PG County days. Let's paint that picture for me back then. What is life like back? And you say you were you didn't move until 13.
Yeah, I didn't move from PG County till I was 13. Life was pretty good. My mom and dad separated when I was like about 7 or 8. My mom had like an alcohol problem, a lot of trauma there. So they separated, and we just started like moving around PG County. Her friends that she would choose was not too good, So we just started moving around PG. So she met a guy, and his mom lived in First Court. Okay. And we came to visit her one day, and I ain't never been to Annapolis before. So they filled that my mom filled out an application. That's how I got there in 1977. I got bit by a dog when I was in second court. Officer Perry, he lived in third court. And I remember knocking on the door asking his daughter, did she want to go to the pool? And the dog just so happened to just come out on the green, out the door and just tore me up tremendously. Yeah, so the city, Annapolis City rushed me to the hospital. Like, I'm terrified of dogs to this day. Like, I would literally fight you if you bring a dog around me. Like, I'm scared of dogs. But, yeah, so.
So you say you were 13 when the dog incident happened?
Yes. 13 years old.
Yes. So now, you came to Annapolis with your mom, your sister?
Yes, me, my mother, and my sister.
Okay, you, your mom, and your sister. So, just you and your sister? You just got, what, one
Just
sister?
me and her, yes. She lives in Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now you get to Annapolis. What's the biggest change that you noticed from PG to Annapolis once you got there?
It really wasn't that much change. Like, I was young, you know what I mean? Because we stayed in Bywaters not too long before we had the fire. Our place blew up. It was electrical. So we moved to Pioneer City.
Okay.
And that's when I started being bad.
So how did that fire, what was that like?
Oh, it was traumatic. Like, till this day, I don't burn candles. I don't mess with fires, heaters, all of that stuff. Like, I think about all that stuff. Like, I go to my daughter's house, and we ready to go somewhere, I blow the candle out. She laugh at me. It's not funny. I think about that kind of stuff. You know, we just barely got out before it blew up. Yeah, I remember standing outside just watching it blaze. This was second court. It was, 1802 B. Copeland Street, yeah.
So you get to Pioneer, you get to up the road now. How long are you up the road?
Pioneer City?
Yes, ma'am.
I went to Meade. I went to MacArthur, then I went to Meade.
Okay.
And about 2 years.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what is like school like for you? Because you kind of bouncing around a little
Yeah,
bit.
I'm bouncing a lot.
You
A
got
lot.
Your earlier days in
Bouncing
PG
a lot.
County,
I'm
then you
bouncing a
come to
lot.
Annapolis.
Yes. Bouncing a lot. Up in Fort Meade, I went to Meade. I started getting into sports, started playing basketball.
Okay.
Started playing softball. Then started smoking weed out the little brown envelopes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just doing mischievous things. Then by the time I'm 15, 16, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, so at this moment, was drugs in your household?
No drugs at all. No,
Okay.
no drugs. So by the time I got about 16, we moved again to Lothian, Maryland.
Okay.
I lived on Geno's Field.
Okay.
Right on Geno's Field. If you ever go to Geno's Field, you'll see those two houses. That the last one by the barn, it was a trailer there. That's where I lived at. And I started playing ball for the Tracy Twin Girls, and I went to Southern Senior High School, where I graduated. Okay. And I was 18 when I graduated. And my mother was living in Bywaters. Back to Bywaters again. Back to Bywaters again. She lived all the way up the street to the left. And time goes on, and I had my first child when I was 22.
Okay, so in between these times now, what are you kind of into though? Before you had your
Go-go.
child,
I was working, but I used to always go out and party at go-go's. I wasn't into drugs or nothing. My main thing was go-go. My father played for Trouble Funk. He's on the first album of Drop the Bomb. He played with Chuck Brown. So I was in a partying mood. I used to always like to go out and party, have a good time.
So now, kind of paint that picture for me. What was the party scene like back then? So
going to the Go-Go's, and I've been up on stage to every Go-Go band there is back in the day. I used to love to dance. They used to call me Go-Go Riri. It was me and a couple of guys from Annapolis. We would get together. We go to a Go-Go. And when we entered the Go-Go, Early Heights and all this, they would make a circle. And we'd be in the middle. Everybody used to watch us dance. Me, Buck T, and them. I never forget it. Eddie from Mount Gardens. So yeah, I used to love to dance, and I still do. But my leg today is just not allowing me to.
Okay. So you meet your kid's father.
Yes,
You have your child. Now, did you have a young lady or a gentleman?
I had a son
You had a son. Okay.
in Calvert County.
Okay.
So I'm down Calvert. He started cheating on me. What do? Come to Bywaters.
Can't get away from Bible.
Can't get away from Bywaters. Come back to Bywaters. Come home to mama.
Yes.
And I brought my son with me, but his grandparents were so connected to him. And I remember them coming and say, well, can he stay with us until ready to get your own place, whatever. So at that time, my sister was home with her 5 children. And I was like, yeah, okay. I think that's the worst mistake I ever made. Then I'm free again. And that's when, about 23, 24, that's when I started seeing the other side. It was, yeah. I remember walking into this girl's house. I was like, where's she at? They was like, upstairs. Opened the bedroom door. All I could see was flame. Scared me so bad. I closed the door. I'm like, what are you doing? Not knowing what that was.
Mm-hmm.
And it just started
So
progressing.
now, you say you seen a flame.
Yeah, she was burning Freddie.
Okay.
And I ain't never seen that in my life. Didn't know what it was.
For people that don't know what burning Freddie is.
Freddie is, back then you had a miniature bottle. You take 91, pour it in there, shake it up, put a little bit at a time, light the flame, let it, while you go out, pour more, scrape it off. It was better than Coke. It was better than Coke. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I was single, back single, and had no, just trying things.
Yeah.
I remember being in the house next door to her, and somebody came in the house and saw me in there, and they were like, "Oh, hell no, no, man, this can't be happening." Rema, he grabbed me. He said, "Oh, you want to get high?" He took me in the bathroom. I'll never forget it, and took a big block and sit it on top of the bowl. And he said, "You want to smoke? Smoke this." I was crying. It really hurt me. But then after he left, everybody was like goofing it off, and I just kept on doing. But at that point, that's when I started losing respect for myself, and people were like, "Damn, she getting high," because I had long, pretty hair. I was that chick that came to Annapolis. It was like, oh yeah, everybody trying to holler at you. Feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And to see me out there now getting high, it took a little bit away from me.
Right.
Took a lot from me.
So, how long did you actually spend kind of on the streets, so to say, going through your drug?
It just started progressing, getting worse. As I say, Bywaters was the shit back then. Then I started hustling. I used to be outside all day, all night. Rain come, or you could catch me outside hustling. It got to the point where they'd be like, "Man, Rema, please go in the house. Can't nobody make no money while you out here." Everybody looking for the light-skinned girl. I was hustling. Until they told my mother, "We know what your daughter doing, unless you want the welcome committee to come visit."
Mm-hmm.
We watching her. So I would, I'll be doing my own product also.
Yeah.
Then the boys would just throw me stuff because they knew I could make the money.
Right.
I would mess up sometimes I wouldn't. But it just kept, then the relationships I started getting into were the other person getting high. They weren't relationships. We're just enabling each other,
Yeah.
I had bad relationships in Annapolis. I really did. Not none physical,
Right.
just drug relationships, put it that way.
So how was the money flow back at this point in time?
Oh, the money flow was gravy. And plus I used to detail cars in Annapolis for 15 years. Anybody know, you seen a car clean in Annapolis, you knew Rema did it. I worked for Jaguar, Range Rover, take BMW, take Chevrolet, downtown, Chicopee Round Road. I was that chick. I used to have a whole circle in the U-turn waiting for me to clean their car. You know, so the problem and the money was not it was good. It was good. The money flow was real good. So much money has went through my hands like I shouldn't be even sitting here talking about it, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's life. You get caught up.
So kind of give me a story that you kind of would never forget at this point where you feel as though you were at your lowest point.
I was dating a guy and he passed away in 2018 in front of my face at the hospital. And I remember like, what am I going to do now? I hadn't worked. He was a breadwinner. And we lived down the country, down Muddy Creek Road. And when he passed away, my life began to go downhill again. I remember my kids said, I feel so sorry for Mommy. You know, I had to leave everything at the house because I couldn't afford to stay there by myself. So I came back to Annapolis and it just started going down. I seen myself actually in my car, sleeping in my car, blankets, car running. And this is like probably 3 years ago. You know, trying to find a place to parking in the Edgewater Shopping Center. Because sometimes you don't like to knock on people's door and bring your problems to them.
Yeah.
So I would just, you know, I've always been a loner. I never hung with anybody. I've always hung around guys. So, I mean, I know more than the average girl know when it comes to, like, stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am. So can you kind of explain the kind of everyday, when you're a user, right? Kind of explain that everyday thought process, that everyday life, those steps that you're kind of going through every single day.
It was me, everybody in Annapolis knows me. It was the people, everybody I don't have any hard feelings with any guys in Annapolis. Everybody I know either got high or hustle, and somebody always called upon me for something. You know what I mean? So I didn't even have a chance not to say I'm not going to get high today. Because it was like, yo, Rema, come here, you know, do this for me. I got this for you, blah, blah, blah. They used to wait to see me come up the street. They see me walking up the street, it was like, Rema, be like 4 or 5. Everybody know. If it was butter and you had butter, I would tell you. If you had trash, I'm going to tell you. So it was just a constant thing every day. I never say, damn, I wish I had it. You know what I'm saying?
So you just kind of made me think about something, Ms. Rema, right? How many hustlers did you kind of see come and go? Just looking at it from your standpoint, like, what was that like? Like how does the everyday user, like, how do they kind of go about how they're gonna get their product? Do they have a certain person they want to deal with, or they change?
Yeah. Everybody has somebody that they deal with and deal with only. You know, if say I would suggest, oh well, I know, I ain't messing with him. I'm waiting on my boy. You know, I remember when Annapolis had that drought years ago. Nobody could get Coke, but if you called and came to Rema, I made sure you had Coke. You understand? Mm-hmm. They was coming from Eastport. I never forget it, in cabs looking for that light-skinned girl down Bywaters because I could get it. Because I would not tell you what's going on, but I could see myself walking out of Bywaters up to Safeway, thousands of dollars right here, coming back, ounces all around me, not knowing if somebody laying back. It was a drought. You know, not knowing if somebody gonna lay around and say, you know, oh, I'm gonna get them when you come back. But yeah, I done seen some stuff. I done seen a lot. And I mean, that's what I seen back then. But you know,
So how much did you kind of notice how the drugs kind of changed in the eras as you went along? Because you kind of said. What was the age you started using?
About 24.
About 24, and you stopped?
Recently.
So through these eras, Well, we got the 80s.
We got the 80s, which,
We got the 90s.
yeah, you had the 88, which we used to call, oh, I got that 88.
Yeah.
Now, like today, if somebody say, oh, I got that 88, little boy, you don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? You don't know what you're talking about. You don't have no 88. Ain't no such thing as that. That ain't coming about no more. Me, personally, I used to like to do my own. I used to do it for the boys, too. I used to make the cookies for you. You know, they used to look for me to do that. You know, late night up in somebody's house making them cookies. But yeah, you don't have no 88s no more. Now, I wouldn't dare. I'm scared to death. Yeah, hell no. All that fentanyl and all that stuff, you know, one is enough, but 1,000 is too many. I don't want none. You know,
So now the 80s, what was the most popular drug in the 80s?
for me it was crack. I never did nothing but crack. I never did PCP. I smoked marijuana when I was 15, but as I got older, I didn't. I never drank. Alcohol is not my thing.
Now, not for you, so to say, but just like
PCP and
going
coke.
on in
PCP
the 80s,
and the coke, because they used to get
butter.
butterball naked.
Mm.
I'll never forget it.
So now we start to go into the 90s. What we seeing out there that's going on then?
Still the crack, the PCP, then the pills start coming.
Okay.
The E-pills.
Okay.
Never did that. I never was my thing either.
Now, did you kind of see a change when the E-pills kind of hit and you kind of started to notice that wow, the E-pills is really starting to be out here now?
Yeah, it was more young people on them. Like, people that, you know, you would think that if you see your mother or your aunts and uncles and stuff out there in that drug game as you were coming up, that when you got older, you wouldn't try to fall into that game.
Right.
But the younger people just falling right into it.
Mm-hmm.
And you wouldn't think that would happen, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thank God my kids never fell into that category.
Yeah.
But you got so many young people out here now just popping them like there ain't no tomorrow.
Yes.
Like this candy.
Yeah.
I had one Percocet in my life, and I took it because I was in so much pain because of my leg. And I found myself it was last year, found myself pulled on the side of the road in 97, sick as a dog. And I said, Lord, just take this off of me. I would never take another.
Mm.
But yeah, it's rough out there. It's rough.
Yeah. Yeah. So now with the fentanyl era that you're seeing now, right? What did you see when that fentanyl really hit? And you know, as they say, we just started to see more people die.
When I seen it, like, I remember Eastport, what they had 6 to 7 deaths in a week. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I knew each and every one of them. And it was scary, so you knew not to get your stuff from over Eastport. You know what I mean? But I had certain people that I've always dealt with. I wasn't one that, just because I see you out there, I'm going to roll up on you. You know what I mean? I was very cautious, you know.
Yeah.
But, I never experienced fentanyl. I never experienced it.
Okay. So I want to kind of get into the recovery side a little bit now, like so to say. Addiction recovery is a complex journey that requires immense strength and support. Today I'll be asking you some crucial questions for those on the path to recovery. What was the turning point that made you decide to seek help?
I was renting an apartment out about 4 months ago, and I was paying rent, and I thought the rent was being paid, and it wasn't. Till somebody said, hey, you got till tomorrow to get out. I'm like, what am I going to do? To myself, like, only thing I got is me and my car. I refuse to sleep in my car again. That's when I learned about the job fair and met Pastor Carol and told me about Macbeth. And that was on a Wednesday, they had that job fair. Mm-hmm. That Wednesday night, Macbeth called me. That Friday, I was up here to fill my paperwork. Monday, I was laying my head. You know, because I wanted it. Mm-hmm. And I remember driving up 301. I was supposed to be here at 1 o'clock. I remember coming up 301 from Calvert County. I had 2 phone calls. It was like, Rema, you all right? Yeah, I'm good. You know, I was just focusing on getting here. I got here like 11 something. I was sitting in the parking lot. I'll never forget. I told her I was here. She said, "Oh, wow, you're early. You might as well come eat lunch with them because I'm in a meeting." So I was determined that I was going to be here. My first day I pulled in, I said, "Oh, hell no, I'm not staying here." You know, I seen all these guys. Me in Baltimore would never going to happen. But I'm going to tell you something. This place has changed me tremendously. My daughter said, "Mom, what the hell are them people doing to you up there?" You know, it's not what they're doing, it's what I'm allowed to be done. I'm working on my recovery. I graduate from culinary school next Tuesday. I start my computer literacy class tomorrow. Um, I'm just trying to make a difference here, even though I am the first female civilian here on this campus. And I have to stand tall for other people. I want people to say, even if you're civilian or veteran or whatever, it can be done. Like, all you got to do is put your heart and your mind into it and trust in God, and He will direct your path. And I'm just blessed to be here. And trust me, I am not leaving here until my journey is completed the way that I want it to be. I'm in no rush to come back. I'm in no rush to get housing. I just want to finish this program and see what's on the other side when I do finish.
Yes. So how has your perspective on life changed since beginning your recovery?
Oh, it has changed a lot. I'm more grateful. I'm more grateful. I'm more humble. I you know, I thank God each and every day I get up that I'm a better person than I was yesterday. Um, I'm just thankful. I really am. I'm really thankful.
So in what ways has your support system played a role in your recovery process?
My support system. Um, my kids are very supportive of me. When I'm in a place and I'm still, you can see the change in them by more interacting more with me. You know what I mean? More conversation, more like my daughter's. She brought me up here a couple weeks ago. She brought me back, but it's more conversation. It's more everyday calling there. And if I don't call, they're gonna call. Um, I have a couple people in Annapolis that calls me on a regular, probably like 3 people, to make sure I'm good, to see if I need anything. You know, I came up here. I gave my job up to come here. I had started a job the day that I was supposed to come here, and I gave it all up to come here. And so I've been here with no income, and I have made it this far up here. All you know, I've just been doing good, cause I got everything I need here. Well, I don't need money for nothing.
That's big, Miss Remy. You
Yeah.
said you gave up your job
I gave my job to come here.
to save your
A
life.
caregiving job paying $19 an hour, 7 days a week. And I gave it up to come here.
So at this point now, how do you navigate like social situations where drugs and alcohol might be around in the area, so to say?
Well, to say that, I don't, this might sound weird, but I don't leave here. I'm not around it. I don't go out. My Monday through Friday, I'm really busy here with my classes, and I go to NA and AA every night at 7 o'clock. 8 o'clock, it's over. And by the time I go to bed, you know, it's like 9:30, 10 o'clock. I have to get up at 5 every morning for formation because I'm still in 1st platoon. Like, I'm really in the Army. But that changes on Wednesday because I transform to 2nd platoon. So I won't have to get up at 5 anymore. And I can't wait for that. But yeah.
So what advice would you give to someone who's contemplating seeking help for their addiction?
Please get help. Please. You know, you just gotta say that you want it. You gotta give it all up. You know what I mean? Like, don't pick it up. Don't put it in you. You know, you gotta make your mind up that this is what you want to do. You know, that life out there is not good. It's either going to take you to the graveyard, to the penitentiary, or by, you know, a place that you don't want to be. And for the young people, it's, I mean, you got so much life to live, you know, so much life to live. And, you know, just gotta stay focused. My thing is, right now, Annapolis is my downfall. It was my downfall. I have I never forget where I came from, but you got to change people, places, and things. You got to. You got to, because if not, they will wind you right back on in. It's always gonna be that one person that might say they miss you, oh, and just start a conversation that'll try to pull you back in. But you gotta play. You gotta change the people, places, and things. And me, I've never thought in my life I would be in Baltimore City. But I'm gonna tell you, Baltimore's been good to me. It's been really good. I've been on the news here. I'm doing a thing for Baltimore City. They're trying to get more programs and funding for people, and they asked me to do something for them. So Baltimore's been good to me. I've been offered a driving job after my leg gets done to drive for a methadone clinic. Yeah, I'm trying to shine. I'm trying to shine. So I have surgery in April, so I'm gonna be out for a couple months, but I'll be back. I'll be back. I'm coming back, but I'm only gonna be gone from here for 2 weeks, and then yeah, but after my leg gets healed, I'm gonna go and get this job, and yeah, I think I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be one of them ones that's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, how has your relationship with yourself evolved throughout your recovery journey?
My relationship is perfect. I love myself. So don't think I'm looking like this because y'all are here, but they call me the first lady here. They call me the first, hey first lady. You know, not that I have a head on top, but when I come out my room in the morning, I make sure I'm looking good. I gotta look good for myself, and I'm telling you, this is just me on a daily basis. So on Wednesdays we have a thing here called Heroes Day, where the first platoon has to dress up, women and the men in ties. So when I first did it, the first week I got here, I was like feeling good about myself. So I started, you know, stepping up my game. Right now I got so many clothes in my room, it's pathetic. So I make sure every day Rema looks good. Got to. And you know, I always kept that hair on point. Gotta keep my hair on point. Gotta look. Matter of fact, got to even cut yesterday. So yeah, I gotta keep my hair on point. But yeah, I'm in a good place right now. I feel so good about myself. I haven't been angry here. I haven't been mad. I haven't been upset. You know, the drugs was making me lash out at people. You know, a person that I wasn't. I was diagnosed with bipolar 1 about 5 years ago, and I stopped taking the medicine because it made me feel bad. But it wasn't only that; it was because of the drugs too, and all that mixed up together. I would lash out. I would cuss you out. I didn't care. I would just. I was in a bad place. And then I was in the relationship, and he was an enabler. So all he did was just feed me coke every day. Just feed me, feed me, feed me. And I got tired of that too. So one day I just packed my bags and I left. Yeah. So, but you know what? I'm gonna be okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I know I am. I claim 2025, right? And I'm shining like glass. The lady upstairs told me, she said, I see a light in you that's shining, and whatever I can do to help you, I'm gonna let that light continue to shine. She is beside me 100%. The lady you talked to,
Okay.
yeah, she is really supportive of me, very, yeah. So you know, and I can't let me back down. I mean, I'm gonna complete this program and many more that they have. I mean, I'm the first civilian. I want to leave here and them saying, you remember that young lady that was here? Man, guess what she's doing now? You know what I mean? That's how I want to leave here. I want somebody to remember me being here, not saying, "Oh, she went out there and blah blah blah." So
So, what goals have you set for yourself, both both short and long term goals?
My short-term goal is to go ahead and get this leg done, which is, supposed to been done years ago, but no, I didn't. And I couldn't get it done because of dental issues and stuff like that. So I just kept getting high. But last Friday, I was a soldier. Take them all out. And they was like, "Are you crazy? Yes, I did. I was in a lot of pain. Don't get me wrong. But I was there. And you know how a person smile when they get their implants or whatever? I cried because all mine was out. And I'll never forget the doctor helped me. Because it was a big step for me. Then now I'm able to get my surgery. Something that's been needed. My leg is going to the left. So now I'm able to get my surgery. When I walk better, that's going to be it. I'm going to be walking straight. Yeah. And my long-term goal, just to keep God first, just to stay clean and sober, just to thank him every day that I get up, that this is another day that I can say, I'm okay. I'm okay today, Eventually, I'm not rushing myself out of here. There's no need. I'm here for the long run, But the day that I do get ready to leave here, I'm gonna make sure I have my own keys. I'm gonna be stable. I have my job. I'm gonna be at a place in recovery where I know I'm gonna be good. I'll continue to go to my meetings. I'm to the point I want to start doing peer pressure, peer counseling.
Okay.
Like we have a lady came here to talk to me. I can start classes, and training. I want to do stuff like that. That's what I want to do. So yeah, I think I'm gonna be okay.
So how do you maintain motivation on particularly challenging days?
Well, since I've been here, I haven't had no challenging days. I haven't had no challenging days. I had a boy here that liked me, but I had to kick to the curb. But anyway, no, I haven't had any challenging. Like every day I get up, I'm good. Every day I'm up at 5 o'clock like clockwork, Monday through Sunday. I feel good every day. I feel better. And wait till I get my smile back. Boy, you ain't gonna tell me nothing. She gonna be that old Rema back again. You feel me? Yeah. Yeah, that's what that's gonna be. That old Rema back. That's all I want. That's all I want. I just wanna look at myself and say, "Good morning, gorgeous." That's all I wanna say.
So now lastly, what misconceptions about addiction and recovery do you wish more people understood?
What do you mean,
Basically, what I'm kind of getting to is when I say the misconceptions, what is the biggest thing you kind of think people look at recovery and they kind of might default them for kind of
because
taking that?
they don't want nobody tell them what to do, when to go, how to come.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They don't want nobody on their back. They want to do what they want to do. But if you try to get yourself together, you need structure in your life. You got to have structure. You don't have no structure, you ain't got nothing else. It's not somebody telling you what to do, when to do it. It's somebody guiding you, trying to help you along the way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I take all the knowledge I can get. I wrap that up in me every day. Every day. Every day. Every day. Just.
Well, I want to give you your flowers, Miss Raymond. It was an honor just sitting here and just
It was an honor talking to you
having
guys.
a nice conversation with you. And could you do me one favor?
Yes.
Could you give me a shout out to Small City Big Dreams?
I would love to get a shout out. So, Small City Big Dreams, I've been knowing Val. I met him over at Eastport, and ever since I've seen him at the job fair, we conversate. Then I started texting him because I was feeling better. And I was like, hey, I wonder, you know what I mean? So I mean, I appreciate y'all. Y'all are the best. I do follow y'all. I read everything. Everything he posts. I'm with y'all, and I give y'all props. Y'all are doing the thing. Continue to, as we say here, help somebody. Y'all let Code Blue in? Okay, we gotta go out this way. They're letting the homeless in right now. Ricky.
Hey, Blanche.
So this is the one. What did you just call me?
Blanche.
But what do you normally call me?
First lady.
This is my friend Ricky.
Who is that?
This is Small City Big Dreams from Annapolis.
Okay, all right. Yeah, what's going on? All right, I'm gonna sign off later, right? I want my check too first lady. I know you took a big offering this week.
Mr. Ricky, have a good one, sir. Right.
So those are all the homeless people. They don't know where to go tonight and nothing to eat. They're coming here and we feed them. And they get some bags, get food, all that nice stuff. They take a little 30 seconds, they come here for something. They line up.
All right, go duck the ball like I did. Go duck the ball. Let me see if you can tell. You got eyes?
Let me see you out, man.
Yeah, come on.
So I live over here in this building, the tall building over there. That's where I live at. Unfortunately, I can't take y'all on the floor, but that's where I live.
Now, sign us out one more time, Miss Rema. Live from what's the
Nick Vet Educational Training Center here in Baltimore, Maryland. I'm blessed to have the Small City Big Dreams here. I appreciate everything that they have done. I wish them all the success in the world. And we'll see you guys later.
It's your man, Location Chef, and as you can see, we had to bring it back home today. We had to touch the soil, because we representing with Small City Big Dreams Annapolis, the #1 nonprofit organization in Annapolis and the surrounding areas. And even though we at home today, it's not just about us. We got love for everybody, providing vital resources to all 7 low-income communities. Everything from drug and alcohol treatment, after-school resources, job placement resources, turkey drives at Thanksgiving, toy drives at Christmas, and so much more. Again, we understand how poverty can create barriers for everybody, but we will not let that get in the way. Again, Small City Big Dreams Annapolis. Look for us on Instagram, SCBD Annapolis. Also, look forward to that Big Stepper series. We're moving around the community. We're getting with the individuals that's making things happen, servicing the youth. The Big Stepper, so to speak. So again, we look forward to getting with y'all. Y'all get with us. Until then, SCBD. It's nothing. We do no bluffing.